Whether you're in middle school or high school, you'll know that everybody wants some of that bread. Some kids sell candy, some get a job, but bro, we all know that one kid that would do some of the craziest things. I'm not even kidding. I knew some guy that would beat up his classmates, take their lunch bags and sell them to the other kids, and that was in 2nd grade. Now, in this video, I'm going to go through all of the craziest side hustles people have done at the schools I've been to. First, let's talk about the snack dealers. There was this one guy at my middle school who used to take this grocery reselling stuff to a whole nother level. And for the sake of this video, let's just call him Harris. This kid would wake up at 6 a.m. every single morning, Monday to Friday, just to stock up on snacks from his local Costco. The main things I remember him buying were waffles, Gatorade, popcorn, and cookies. Also, bear in mind, profiting from the other students was straight up against the school rules. But somehow, this guy would never get caught. Even though every day he came into school, his bag was filled to the brim with these musty, crushed up snacks. It was almost as if he was paying the teachers to let it slide, because there's no way they didn't realize what was going on. But anyway, Harris would go through his first 2 lessons as normal, but as soon as that bell rang for recess, he would be the first one to the playground. And somehow, before he could even get there, half of the entire school would be waiting to purchase from him. Even to this day, I still don't get why people would buy stuff from the guy. Like, the Gatorade this guy would be selling would be at the nastiest lukewarm temperature possible. Personally, if my drink isn't ice cold, I just can't drink it. And it's not like it was just the Gatorade that was bad, the rest of the snacks would be completely crushed up in the packet. But hey, he'd still end up selling out his entire stock every day, so fairs to him. Next up, we've got the TikTok guru followers. They usually start off by seeing someone who looks successful on the For You page, but actually isn't, and ends up buying some overpriced course from their bio. He was the kind of guy who would try to act like he's loaded when he just wasn't. I remember he'd always come into school wearing some fake designer and these tacky iced out chains. Most people hated this guy because he was really arrogant and boastful, but because I was nice, I'd treat him well. And because of that, I was one of the only people he'd talk to. On the last day of time one year, Robert came up to me saying something like,
I saw some guy on my For You page and he said that social media marketing agencies are huge. I'm gonna lock in the summer, get my money up, and when I get back, I'm gonna be so rich, bro.
I know it sounds mean, but I knew he was gonna go nowhere with this. And I'm not even hating, but if you're following a TikTok course that hundreds of other people are doing and you have zero skill, you're not gonna make any money. As I expected, when school opened back up, he had no motion, no money, and he had wasted his last £400 on that useless course. Don't get me wrong, it's perfectly fine to start your own business, but if you are gonna start one, don't look for inspiration on TikTok, because anyone telling you that you're gonna become rich by doing drop shipping, running up a Cash App glitch, or anything like that are just trying to get money off you. Think about it. If those methods actually worked, they wouldn't be advertising it on TikTok, making more competition for themselves. Anyway, after Robert failed horribly buying the course, he ended up getting a job at Greg's, where he made all his money back and got some actual experience on his CV. And talking of experience, this next type of hustler actually puts in hours of work every day, but not in school, not a job, but on Fortnite. These people just get on my nerves because they go around telling everyone how rich they're going to be just by playing games when everyone knows they're not. Some people do, but they put in a lot more work doing videos or streaming on the side. But the type of people I'm talking about think they can just do it by playing games. One of my classmates from my old high school lines up perfectly with what I'm saying. He was crazy at the game. Like, he knew every building technique, every game mechanic, and just knew how to play it really well. So because of this, he decided to start playing in scrims, which is basically just a pro Fortnite game with other pro players who shower like once a week. And sometimes there'd be a cash prize. It sounds good, but even if you won every single game, you wouldn't even be making minimum wage. And considering he won barely any matches, he probably made less than $500 in the years he was doing this. And on top of that, he failed all his exams and ended up with no friends. But not all the students would do these crazy methods. A lot of people I knew just had normal jobs. Some worked at fast food restaurants, grocery stores, or did tutoring, but the warehouse one was by far the worst. Only a few people did this, but even to this day, I still don't get why anyone would willingly put themselves up to this. It's basically just signing up to get tortured. And if you don't know what it's like to work at a warehouse, you basically just lift boxes, keep track of stock, and organize shelves for 8 hours straight. And if that's not bad enough already, some places don't let you wear your headphones and the pay is worse than a normal office job. Even if they paid me £100 an hour or something, I still wouldn't even put myself through that. No one's gonna tell me I can't wear my headphones. Something I noticed with the people who would do these jobs is they'd look way older than they were because of how much stress they'd go through. It was so bad for one of them, his hairline was so far back, he already looked like he'd been through his whole life. What makes no sense to me though is that most people who did this job would tell everyone how amazing it was to work there, like it was their religion or something. Even if you look up what it's like, most of the people glaze it so much.
I worked the warehouse shift for 4 years, and it was the best job I ever had. Yes, my feet hurt after work sometimes. I'd skip dinner to sleep because...
What do you mean you skipped dinner? How long did they make you work for? Literally less than 2 lines into the post, he's mentioned 2 terrible things, yet he still said it's the best job he ever had. I just don't get the hype with this job. To be fair though, this job does give you a bit of experience. It earns a lot more than the other methods I talked about, and it's legal. But talking of legal methods to make money, not everybody wanted to go down that route. A small collection of my classmates in my school decided they wanted to do something completely different, which was to sell drugs. Also, before this part of the video, I want to quickly say that this took a ton of time to make. So if you're enjoying it so far, you might as well subscribe, because this is my first video and I'm going to be posting a lot more. Anyway, these students were so down bad to make a bag. It's pretty sad because the main reason a lot of them would even consider doing this is because of how much the lifestyle is glamorized online, especially in the UK. Like, I knew people who were doing this at 14 years old. When I was that age, I was playing video games and watching YouTube. The worst ones though were the people who would sell their stock in the classroom. I remember this one dude had a whole bag filled with broccoli and he'd bring it to class every single day. I don't get how the teachers didn't realize what this guy was doing because you could smell it from the other side of the classroom. And the worst part is, if someone snitched on him or the people buying it, their whole school career would be over. Also, there are a few people who do this stuff because of the kind of situation they're in, but the type of people I'm talking about are the ones who just do it to look cool. So don't start getting mad at me in the comments. But if you're in school right now and you want to make some money, definitely don't do any of the methods from this video. Trust me, it's not worth it.